Hi everyone, I'm here with Kristin Kornett, and she's going to give us a little bit of an insight into a pretty awesome formative assessment tool called Quizizz. So, Kristin, why do you like this tool over other formative assessment tools?
So it's pretty comparable to Kahoot, I would say, although I feel like it provides a lot more data per question and also per kid than I typically get from Kahoot. Also, the format of it from the kids' perspective, they're seeing the question on their screen rather than just the smartboard. Kahoot sometimes tends to just be about time and they pick the quickest answer without really thinking about it. When it's on their screen, for some reason, it does seem like they work a little harder to get to the right answer. So while time does play a factor in their ranking, it's also important for them to get the right answer. And they don't know how other kids are doing at the same time. So they're tending to take a little bit longer to solve the problem and ultimately review and get to the correct answer.
Cool. So the question I guess I would have as a teacher is, all right, I already use Kahoot, I use other stuff. Is this easy to set up? Do I have to make my own? Can I steal stuff from other people? Like, how do I even begin?
So they have tons of pre-made ones, just like Kahoot. You also can edit the pre-made ones. So I had taken one on the one I did, and I just changed a couple of questions to make them work for me. And also, if there's answers that you want to just change up, because you know, like a common error your kids make and you want to change that, you can just change one answer in a pre-made one as well. I've never actually created my own, so
really?
I would imagine that they're not too hard to do, but there's just so many in their database that it's just kind of worth looking at that first and then modifying how you need it.
Cool. Yeah. And so if you're looking at the screen right now, you can see, I guess, one that I made, and it's really easy to take a look at and modify and change. It's kind of like most of your things. So if we look at what a kid sees, they're looking at something like this. So like Kristin said, instead of Kahoot where it's on the big screen, they can kind of see it. But you said there is a little bit of a time component to it? There
is a time, and you can change that. I do have my questions timed so that it will kind of time out on them if they're taking too long. But also for the kids, if they get the same amount of correct answers, the person who gets the correct answers faster will be in the lead. So you get a certain amount of points for how quickly you answer the question correctly as well. Obviously, if you answer it wrong, that will give you no points.
Sure.
So you want to get it correct, but also in the quickest amount of time.
And they just kind of go through it their own pace.
Correct.
Cool. And so you were talking about the data that you see. So I guess we should take a look at, from a teacher angle, some of the stuff you see there.
So this is all in the live time. I'm able to sort by accuracy and see the questions that most kids are getting correct and then what most kids are getting wrong, or where my middle of the road questions are. In addition to that, you can look kid by kid. So I just blocked out their names, but this would be the questions that they specifically got right and they got wrong. So if you do this a couple days leading up to the test, it really does help you focus your review days of where you need to go from here.
Cool. And you said at the very end, it also shows you something too, right?
Right. So after you finish, this gives you your mastery. So it tells you your general class accuracy, what was your toughest question, what took question took the kids the longest to solve, and then just the interesting facts. But I always like to look at just the general accuracy, but I think the toughest question and the longest question also provide a lot of good data.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. You can see how long it took them to answer the question. So if you haven't tried Quizizz, I would definitely say, you can tell from the video, it gives you a whole lot of data, but it's not as overwhelming as maybe it looks. It's really easy to set up and kind of just get going with. So definitely check out Quizizz today. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.